Welcome students. The present day scenario in Indian politics has been ruined by the politics of caste, development, economic growth, inflation and various other factors. But one factor or one arena which has to be taken care of and which has to be part of the agenda, but it has been sidelined by every party or every contestant. It is about the climate change, global warming and protection of environment. These issues are being sidelined. So it's onus on the pressure groups and common citizenry who form part of civil society to take care of it. For the first time, we could see a demand for a green manifesto. It has started in Haryana. Though it's been only to Haryana that started, we can learn a lot of lessons from them, and this can form every aspect that can be demanded as part of Green Manifesto can form part of suggestions of how a sustainable development model could be, how governance can be sustainable. So the issue comes with the debate of development versus environment. So everywhere else where the development is at cost of environment, we would intervene and form a pressure group to include in the manifesto to protect the environment irrespective of other factors. So broadly, this is what Green Manifesto would find. So this can form some real good points that could be utilized as suggestions in your answers. So first thing that comes as part of Green Manifesto is about preventing biopiracy. What is biopiracy? It is patenting of natural plant varieties or natural processes which are part of environment to introduce as industrial process and gain some money out of it. So preventing them is about biopiracy. So the second thing that comes into play is about increasing the green cover. This has been demanded in Haryana because Haryana has green cover of hardly 3 to 4%, which is very low and well below the national average of 21, which is national average of India. In southern states like Telangana, where you find 24-25%, and in northeastern states you find as huge as 60-70%. So they are very much low. So green cover increase is another thing that forms part of this Green Manifesto. Okay. The third thing is establishing a robust carbon credit market. Why is it important? Because Haryana has been taken as a reference state when it comes to income distance in terms of what you call as the Finance Commission recommendations to devolve the funds. If that is the case, the income distance is treated from that way. The Haryana's income though is better, state-owned tax revenue is better, but the green cover is very low. The carbon credits which are earned from international arena are due to the forest cover that is present in maybe Madhya Pradesh or northeastern states or Chhattisgarh, these kind of states. But Haryana and other states where you find good urbanization, industries and many economic activities at cost of environment are not taxed or not punished because they are incentivized for pushing towards economic growth, but those who are protecting environment are not given their due share of carbon credits, which can compensate. So this is the third one. Now, if this is the case, then the fourth one is about sustainable use of natural resources. For example, going for crops which are water intensive might deplete water resource. Illegal sand mining to boost the constructions may affect the natural resource again, even the coal mining would impact climate change. So with all these things, even the latest budget in 24-25 has encouraged about ultra supercritical generators, and ultra supercritical generators which are thermal in nature are huge pollution contributors. They are being encouraged instead of subsidizing solar panels, which is no more as part of budget this year. So all in all, there needs a pressure group. So the pressure group, which is part of the civil society, which has no affiliation with a particular party or even the corporate forces. So mostly they would form NGOs or other environmental activists. So they need to take up the role of making the issue of climate protection or environment as big as that could influence the political forces and the results of election. So this is a progressive move. At least for the first time, we could find these things. Now, there are other manifesto. These things would form the primary ones, which we discussed. But if you find a model green manifesto, you will also find some subsidiary things. And those subsidiary things would be about, as we said, the accounting of growth has to change. The growth is prioritized over environment because we are discounting the environmental losses. So we need to go for green GDP. Okay. And when it comes to human development index, you need planetary pressure adjusted human development index. So planetary pressure adjusted is nothing but you would discount the losses there. So this is what forms majorly about the process of influencing the political outcomes and making the agenda of what we call as being sidelined part. The climate change has been sidelined for various decades, though it has been showing its effect in post-industrial era. The next generation industrial revolution may succumb. So we need a fine-tuned balance where a political debate would come and the issue of regulatory forbearance, where regulators would stay away from taking actions, would be prevented. Hope you understood the broad agenda and what can form a model green manifesto. I think have sparked an idea which is rarely discussed as it's been in news. Another day, I'll be back before you discussing about another novel concept which can be useful for your examination. Till then, it's time to bid adios. Thank you.